We are now live. Oh snap. Oh snap. What is up, buddy? What is up, guys? What is up, old buddies? Preston Devine here. I'm trying to see if there's a way to follow on chat. There I am. Okay. Old buddies, welcome. First of all, I just want to do a little history, very short here. We'll get into the brass tacks here pretty soon. But I've been in. This is my third year here in the Old Buddies Fantasy Baseball League, and first, scoot to my left. I need to leave room to that other side because there's stuff that's going to be going on over there, if you know what I mean. So I've been in this league going on. This is my third year, and I didn't pay too much attention the first year. I drafted a solid team with players that I liked, like Altuve, D. Gordon, and I had a good foundation at least. So then I started paying more attention last year because things got interesting. We had Travis did some concerted things to try to get the league going. He brought in some other guys and really jump-started the league. We had some great competition, all kinds of crazy trades last year. So it's been two great off seasons in a row, and I'm really excited about the team I got this year. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to give you MLB Network style my 10 keepers. So the first one, without further ado, my first keeper is Mr. Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt is a 5-time All-Star. This guy he hit 36 home runs last year with 120 RBIs, and that was with a month-long atrocious slump there at the end of the season. And even with the slump, he placed third in the MVP voting. He would have been first without that. I'm excited to see what he does this year without any slumping going on. This is Paul Goldschmidt, my favorite player. I was really happy to get him. He's a 3-time Silver Slugger. I expect him to get another Silver Slugger this year. I picked him up in a trade with Ethan. And super excited to have him. He's a real stud. I had to move Mike Trout to freaking get this guy, and granted I got some other people too, but I'm happy to have him. Paul Goldschmidt's my man, and I'm gonna enjoy having him on the squad. So my first keeper is Mr. Paul Goldschmidt, aka Goldie. So now we're going to move on to our second keeper here. And, Goldschmidt probably wasn't a surprise. Actually, most of these guys probably won't be a surprise. But our second keeper is none other than KB Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant, he's been in the league for 3 years now. And what has he done? Rookie of the year his first year. League MVP his second year. And then last year he started out the first month of the season basically going like 2 for 23 or something absurd like that. And even after a down year, he still hits nearly 40 home runs and 100 RBIs. He's ranked 11 in fantasy right now, and for good reason. Chris Bryant is an absolute stud. I fully expect him to go back to his league MVP playing ways. So, and he's only 26 years old. So, what's not to love about that? Excited to have Chris Bryant as my second keeper. So no surprises so far. And now my third keeper will be Jose Ramirez. They like to call him Mini-Me. Jose Ramirez was an All-Star last year and a Silver Slugger. And he also led the league in doubles. This guy can just flat out hit. He's got power. He's going to hit, home runs in the high 20s. He's going to get stolen bases in the 20s. So he's got power, he's got speed, and he hits for average. I love guys that hit for average. He's hit .316 batting average over the last 2 years. So this guy is a legit hitter. He's ranked the number 3 fantasy second baseman in baseball. Personally, I would probably put him in number 2, but that's pretty freaking good. And he also has multiple position eligibility. He can play third base, he can play second base, he can play shortstop, he can play outfield. Jose Ramirez is my third keeper, and I'm loving him. So, let's go on to my fourth keeper. And it is Nelson Cruz, a.k.a. Boomstick. Nelson Cruz, people keep on acting like this dude is freaking old. Okay, let's be honest, he is old. But this dude just gets it done year after year. Guys, 4 straight 40 home run seasons. 4 straight. This dude will not stop hitting bombs. And he hits for like 290, so gotta love that. But last year, he was the American League RBI champion and a Silver Slugger. And guess what? Last year, he had a career low in strikeouts per at-bat. It's like he's getting better. I'm going to say that again. It's like he's getting better. I know he's old, but I don't think he's anywhere near the cliff. This guy's got freaking like 2-3 years left in him at least. And I'm going to let him, prove us wrong if we say he's no good anymore. So Nelson Cruz, 5-time All-Star. He's a keeper for me. Happy to have him. Picked him up in a trade with Mr. Derek Dubach. So we're going to go on next to my next hitting keeper. It is George Springer. George Springer was an All-Star last year, and he was also a Silver Slugger. He missed a little bit of time with injury, but other than that, this guy is pretty freaking durable. The year before, in 2016, he was the MLB leader in games played and plate appearances. So this guy likes to play ball, and he's willing to play a lot of innings in at bats. So I'm happy about that. We'll see. He's coming in completely healthy. We just remember him being the 2017 World Series MVP last year, as he just crushed balls, an absolute stud. He also, last year, even though he missed like 20 games, he still had a personal best in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. So I'm pumped to see what this guy does in a full season. Cannot wait. George Springer, another guy I picked up in my Ethan trade involving Mike Trout. Now, we'll go on to Big Papi stuff. Exactly. We got Travis tuning in live. Shout out to Trav Daddy. And now we're going on to our next hitting keeper is El Mambo, Gene Segura. Gene Segura, 2 years ago on my Diamondbacks, he was the MLB hit leader. Got to see him in person. He was an absolute stud. He's gotten 20-plus stolen bases 5 straight years, so you know he's got the speed. He's consistent in speed. He was one of only 6 players in 2016 to be a 2020 player. He's on a loaded Mariners batting order. So he's going to score a lot of runs. They're going to have to pitch to him. They're not going to pitch around him. And he had a little bit of health issues last year. I expect him to iron that out this year and go back to being the absolute stud he was. And even last year when he missed some time and he had, again, a down year, he still batted like 300 instead of like 330. So freaking Gene Segura, I'm happy to have him. I really like Segura. He's a guy I really like this year. So that concludes my hitters. Let's go on to pitching. My ace pitcher this year will be none other than Corey Kluber. They call him Klubot because he is a machine. Corey Kluber, the reigning Cy Young champion. Corey Kluber. He was also the 2017 ERA champion. Dude, like I started this guy last year. Every time I started him, it was just magic. You could slot him in. Didn't matter who he's playing against. This dude gets you numbers. He deals. He's a 3-time 18-game winner. Just wins on wins on wins on that Indians team. He is also the shutout leader for the last 2 years. Because this dude just comes out firing blanks, let's be honest. I love Corey Kluber. He's a great pitcher on a great team. He's got it dialed in, and I'm happy to have him as my ace. Going on to my next pitcher, this is a guy who would be an ace on pretty much any other team, and it is Noah Syndergaard. They call him Thor because he's 6'6", 240 pounds of just pure studliness. And, last couple of years he's been doing his best, J.J. Watt, Rob Gronkowski impersonation of an absolute physical freak who's just hurt all the time. So he's only been in the league 3 years, though. We got to understand that. 3 years. And here's the funny thing is he had 30 starts just like 2 years ago. So he can be healthy. He can be healthy. I believe in him this year. He's pitched in spring training the other day. He threw 11 balls at 100 miles per hour. This dude's ready to go already. Most people's arms are still dead from the winter. He's good to go. Can't wait to see what he does. He has a career 2.89 ERA, so when he does pitch, he's dynamite. He's absolute dynamite when he does pitch, when he's not hurt. He's healthy right now, and this is the biggest thing. It's a contract year. He is in a contract year. So he's going to be playing his butt off. I don't remember who it was that said it, but there's one manager that once said, "You give me a team full of role players on their contract year, we'll win the World Series." Because it's true. If you get someone on their contract year, they just play better. So I'm excited to see what Thor does for me this year. And now we will go on to my next pitching keeper, and it is Madison Bumgarner. Mad Bum, picked him up in a trade last year. This guy has a career 3.01 ERA, so he's just always been a stud. Stud year after year after year. He had this dirt biking accident last year that put him out for a long time, over a month. He feels bad about that. He says he's got something. He feels like he's got something to prove. He's going to come out and prove to Giants fans, prove to the organization, prove to MLB world that he's got what it takes, and then he can make up for his idiotic decision to go dirt biking during the regular season. But he's got the stuff. No one questions that. His 2014 World Series MVP. He was the game started leader in 2016, so without that freak dirt biking accident, he is an absolute stud when he's in there. He's talking about starting twice in the first week of the season. That's how bad he wants to come back and redeem himself. So a competitor like Mad Bum, I'm not going to bet against him, and neither are fantasy pros, who rank him the number 6 pitcher overall in fantasy baseball. So they believe in him. I believe in him. I think Big Papi is going to be incredible. And now, we got 9 keepers. There's only one left. Who will my 10th keeper be? My 10th keeper is going to be none other than Jake Arrieta. Jake Arrieta, they call him Snake. And he's not going to be pitching for the Cubs next year. We don't really know who he's going to be pitching for. I heard maybe the Phillies, which would be nice because I like him to stay in the National League. But either way, this guy's a stud. I shopped him around all offseason. People were maybe thinking, oh, he's desperate. He's trying to get why is he trying to get rid of Arrieta? Maybe Arrieta sucks. No, that's not why I was trying to get rid of Arrieta. I was trying to get rid of Arrieta because I already had Kluber, Mad Bum, and Thor. But, I mean, if no one's going to give anything for him, I'll keep him. This guy he anchored fantasy rotations last year. People don't realize that. He anchored fantasy rotations. He was a legit starting pitcher 1 last year for teams, and he's my starting pitcher 4. So safe to say I'm pretty set as far as starting pitching. This guy, ever since he joined the Cubs, he found himself, his true self, and he has just been dynamite. He's had a 2.73 ERA over the last 4 years. He won the Cy Young in 2015. And this dude, they say he's 31 years old, so they say he's old, right? I'm 31 years old, not a beast. So, I think Arrieta will be just fine. Honestly, I have no worries about Arrieta. The dude, you think he's old and worn down? The dude has thrown 94 starts in the last 3 years. That's 31 and a quarter, 31.33 starts per year. That's incredible. That's actual major durability. So I'm not worried about Jake Arrieta. Jake Arrieta is a star pitcher. He's got insane, even the analysts agree, he's got insane swing and miss stuff. So he's going to be great on my roster. So that brings me to the 10 keepers, and we have Paul Goldschmidt, Chris Bryant, Jose Ramirez, Nelson Cruz, George Springer, Gene Segura, Madison Bumgarner, Corey Kluber, Noah Syndergaard, and Jake Arrieta. So that is the keepers for the Cranky Grankies, aka Preston Devine's team. And so there you have it. That's my keeper presentation. I'm excited for the season. Hopefully everyone else can wrap up their keepers here soon. Well, you're going to have to because the deadline's Sunday. And, get that wrapped up so we can get prepared for the draft, which is going to be awesome. And, we'll see you guys around. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are great. We'll catch you later. Maybe I'll go live again sometime and do some other presentation. We'll have to see. But, we'll catch you later. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.